Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, Traders Pro. Market conditions, bullish in a bull market still after this nice run up. Everything's still looking really good right here, other than we're just a little bit extended to the upside. We're going to talk a little bit more over the next week or two about this shorter term timing indicator, as it does a good job of looking for reversal points at tops and bottoms. So one of the things that we want to keep an eye on here is we want to be watching for a momentum spike above sentiment. The indicator is set up here. Let me just scroll down just a little bit here. It's set up with three indicators: sentiment, breadth, momentum. The blue line is sentiment, the red line is momentum, and the green line is breadth. And typically when we see a market top spike, we want to see momentum climb up above sentiment. So sentiment may come back down a little bit and momentum spikes. We'll also see breadth lagging that spike. So oftentimes we'll see a move where we get a spike on the upside in momentum, it comes down, and then breadth will spike as well. So we get this double topping pattern where we have red and then we have green. We're not seeing anything close to that yet, although we are extended to the upside. So an extended to the upside and a retracement and then one more spike higher could potentially do that for this indicator. So we'll keep watching that over the next few weeks. Currently, we've got buy-sell ratio that is looking strong, looking solid, and looking like it's wanting to climb right. We do have green above red, which is a bullish market conditions. That's one of the things we want to see as you're coming in. You're looking to say just a quick glance at the buy-sell ratio and saying, what are the market conditions? We can just draw that, that imaginary line in our minds right here, because that is a buy-sell ratio of 1. When you look down at this line, it's going to tell us that current buy-sell ratio is at 3, which is good. Historically, that we see that breadth to the upside. We've got more winners than we do losers, or I should say we've got more stocks in uptrends than downtrends, and that essentially is what the market is. So this is it's another look at market conditions or the market breadth as a whole. We do have sentiment though, which is climbing. This is one that does create divergence where we can get to this upper range. It can spike, come back, market conditions, markets can rally, and then this may also reach up into this low or an equal or a higher low. So we'll keep an eye on the next 2 or 3 days, see what markets retrace a little bit more, and then give us another spike higher. The indices, everything as far as overall market breadth is still looking good. We've got all of the indices moving higher. Let's take a quick look at bonds here. Bonds has been leading the overall market in the last few weeks, and we're continuing to see that here, where we ultimately have this move back up into this, past the momentum 236 and up to the 382 range, testing that level, see if we get a retracement and then a little bit higher. Ideally, we see bonds run back up into this zone inside of this next box here and sustain that level. I think ultimately interest rates coming back down, the market is going to want that. We've also got Russell, which has moved up into that overall uptrend. We talked about that this last week, where we had this move here in Russell, which are essentially your small cap stocks, your higher risk stocks. You're getting the market participating in those stocks as well. It's stuck inside of this range. If we can see a rally up into this upper range here, but a retest, if we test these levels here and pull back, then this 175 becomes a buy zone, a support zone, a demand zone, and watching for more upside from there. So if we see any kind of pullback in the next 2 or 3 days, be watching for some of these areas and where you're finding some of the demand zones. We've also got sectors which are looking good. Sectors ETF across the board. The energy sector is bouncing right here. We've looked at that, and we've also looked at USO, which is oil. And let's jump right to that. So let's look at USO, because we are seeing this bounce at this 618 support area. This is a really solid buy zone, even though we are in a downtrend. When we're looking for the reversal of that downtrend, this is the area that we want to see it happen. We want to see a 3-part counter trend that looks like that, and then we want to see it finding support inside of this buy zone, inside of this demand zone. That's the early phases of a new trend. If it starts to move back up, this is going to move back up into hold, and eventually when you get the confirmation moving higher, it's going to come back up into this bullish trend. But as the trend is developing, this is what it looks like, and this is typically where that starts to happen. So keep a close eye on oil. The other one to be watching right here is gold. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on gold because we've got a nice move higher in gold. Let me come back to the signals, and I'll go out to a 1-year time frame because our 1-year time frame is back up in the demand zone. We now have this solid bullish profile. Everything is green. We're up above the 236. Here is our swing high, swing low. This is our trend location. We've retraced back to this area and now working. So now we've got this much room to work with in gold. So if we see some support here, I think gold's got a really good chance to just rocket to that 191 level. Now, if you're looking for gold stocks, the way to be able to look at that is go back to your sectors and then go from commodities to sector scan. And then gold is in the basic materials sector. So the industry here, you're going to see gold. You've got 20 stocks that are in uptrends right here. So let's take a quick glance. So you click on that. You've got HMY, which is your leading stock in gold right now. It's a little bit extreme if we come back to that 6-month time frame, but that's essentially the process that you can go through. What is the commodity that's leading? Where are my stocks that I would want to focus on? And they've already had a big run here because gold has been moving. A lot of them are looking like that pattern, but now they're up in that upper momentum zone, so you can be watching for any kind of retracement or any kind of pullback on any of these. There's a couple that haven't moved yet. LODE, which is Comstock. It's a super cheap stock, 52 cents. Use a lot of caution on stocks like this as far as the volatility that they can have. You can see it's pretty aggressively moved to $1 and then back to 50 cents. It's going to create some volatility there. Let's take a look at a couple others. AGI, which is also a nice stock here. Large cap, $5 billion in market cap, up in the momentum zone. So as you're going through and analyzing, that's a quick way to look at gold stocks. So let's look at a couple muscle stocks in the new buy. We've got SVRA, which is the leading stock in this group. Nice uptrend, really long base here, retraced all the way back to the 382 of this overall uptrend and is now in the momentum zone. I always draw this little box right here because I want you to visually see the swing high point and then the support area that we're going to be dealing with, this 236 or this $3.55 range for a momentum stock inside of that upper range. Once the stock will rally, it'll bounce, it'll get up above this area. We want to see it hold the support and then continue. And then this will ultimately create a new high, and this will snap to that new high. It's going to pull that line up with it, and you create a new range. So on a momentum trade or a momentum stock, we're just focused on this upper third, okay, or this upper quarter, this 23% right here. This is the range. So we want to see it move higher, retrace, move higher, retrace. All of this is over now. Okay, we want to just focus on where it is at currently, and as it's working this direction, looking for that upper buy zone. Let me skip through here to a couple others and see. We've got, let me just refresh, SVRA. I'm actually going to just pull that in one more time here for us, and so we can get VIST, an oil stock as well. Again, remember those oil stocks. Remember what USO is doing. It's finding support, looking like it wants to bounce. Now, it's already relatively high in terms of oil price. A lot of these oil stocks are going to be profitable already, and you can see all the green. There's a beautiful looking bullish profile. You've got green everywhere, and you're just barely entering in that new demand zone, that new momentum zone, I should say, and you're up in this upper range right here. So it's retraced, corrected, rallied. Now you got a big, nice confirmation bar. VIST is a good looking oil stock to add to your watch list or consider, or it actually has a trigger signal as of today. IREN, a bounce off of the lows, another oil stock. These kind of deep retracements can also give you a big run up, and keep a close eye on some of those. That'll do it for today's update. If you don't have full access to the site and software, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you. Have a fantastic day today.